So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Neze Peperepe. You're welcome back to my channel, guys. So if you're new here or if you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Barrister Chineze and I recently relocated with my family to Canada. So in the course of the 2-year plus process, I got to know, I got to read, I got to discover a lot of information and facts that will help people behind me, people coming after me in their process and their plans. And yeah, I make series of videos about such information. So if you haven't subscribed, apart from the Canada whole thing, I also share bits and snippets of my life as a mom and as a human being and as a wife. Okay, so if you're interested in all of that good stuff, hit the subscribe button. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you things that will make you inadmissible in Canada, factors that would make your whole process, that would bring it to ruins, the state of facts upon which Canada will not let you into their country, and you might as well just discontinue the process and remain back home or try another country. I'm going to be telling us 8 reasons why you might be disqualified either temporarily or permanently from coming into Canada. So let's go. The first one is for security reasons. If you have any link or if you have been fingered for espionage, for treason or treasonable felony, for violence or terrorism, or if you're a member of any organization that is involved in these activities, then it is most likely that you will not be allowed into Canada ever, because Canada would perceive you as a security risk, as a security breach, as an endangerment on their citizens and their country. So you might just tell yourself, oh, I've never carried a gun, I've never thrown a bomb, I don't fall under this category. But subliminally, you might. For example, the IPOB, the Indigenous People of Biafra, that group was stamped or categorized by the Nigerian government as a terrorist organization. You know, when they made that proclamation, people didn't understand the weight of such a proclamation. Now, I'm not quite sure if international countries or organizations also endorse that stamp by the Nigerian government, but if they do, then members of that organization, IPOB, may not be allowed to come into Canada or allowed to immigrate into Canada, because the government of Nigeria has proscribed that group as a terrorist organization. So if you have any link to maybe supply ammunitions to that group or sponsor them, or you're an active member, even your social media platforms, that is why I always advise people to be very careful what they put up or post. You're on Twitter all the time with the IPOB flag, shouting and talking. Well, you're entitled to your agitations, but know that it will have a negative impact if you have any plans to relocate to Canada, because these immigration officers, they go as far as checking you out on social media to see you in your raw, unedited form and see the kind of ideologies that you promote. The second reason why your application may be staggered or denied or even refused outrightly is for medical reasons. Yes, unfair as it may seem, after all, you are not in control of your health. Nobody prays to be sick. It is not your fault that you are ill. But the truth is that these countries are capitalist countries. They are not a charitable organization, and they are taking decisions in their own interests. The reason why these immigration pathways are being opened is not because they want to help to depopulate Africa. They are doing it for their own interest, for their own benefits. They are calculating it on their GDP. They are marking all the indexes to ensure that what you are bringing, the value you are bringing, supersedes what they are giving you. They are very calculated in all these things. So if you are alien or you have any serious health issues, they are going to perceive you as a liability than an asset, and your application may be denied. You might be inadmissible in Canada. So any medical conditions that can endanger public health, any medical conditions that can endanger public safety, or can cause excessive demand on health or social services may likely make you inadmissible. Also, diseases that can easily be spread, diseases that can easily contaminate others might bar you and make your application futile. Illnesses like active tuberculosis, untreated syphilis, hostile or disruptive behavior, paranoia, violent paranoia, these kind of things that can endanger others will cause your application to be declined. Although the IRCC didn't specifically mention diseases such as HIV/AIDS, I do not know if that can be an impediment. Of course, because of the whole laws and legislation on no discrimination because of your HIV status and all that, so many countries do not want to put it in their laws. But subliminally, in practical, you might just see that they are practicalizing it. So when it comes to diseases that can put a lot of weight on their public health or social services, diseases such as maybe dementia, diseases like cancer, kidney damage, kidney failure, those are some examples of diseases that I will think might be an impediment to your traveling. I do not think that sickle cell anemia, hypertension, diabetes, glaucoma, ulcer, despite these are chronic conditions, right? But I do not think that they would inhibit your travel plans. So it's a lot more serious diseases. The severity, the nature, and the probable duration of that sickness will be factored before it will be considered as an ailment that would put pressure or that would endanger public health. So yes, your plans, your relocation plans, your JAPA plans can be disrupted due to medical reasons, and that is why they make it compulsory for every human being who is applying to relocate to Canada to go for medical check, even if you're a one-day-old baby. My baby was less than a week or so before she went for her own medical checks to ensure that they're not bringing in gbese into their country. The next reason why you may be inadmissible or disqualified from coming into Canada is for criminal reasons. Yes, people do bad things and change, but not before Canada relocation. According to Canada relocation, once a criminal, always a criminal. And that is why every adult must get a police clearance certificate confirming that you haven't served term, you are not an ex-convict, you're not wanted by the police, you are not in any problem with the law before they can even grant you audience to hear your application. So if you have served time, and the sad thing for some people is that regardless of the crime, whether it's a minor offense, whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony, a serious offense, all offenses can bar you from entering Canada. Assault, theft, of course, let me not go to rape and attempted murder. Those ones are no-brainers, right? Fraud, shoplifting, every offense that you have been convicted for can stand in your way of relocating. Although there is a clause that you can be allowed, even if you're an ex-convict, if you are deemed rehabilitated, meaning enough time has passed since your conviction and sentence from when you are applying, and that time is measured at 10 years. So if 10 years has passed and you prove that you have fulfilled all your prison conditions, all your jail conditions, and you are free, maybe you were released on parole, your parole period is over and you are free, and 10 years has passed from that incident, they might consider you. But the truth is that there's so many eligible candidates in the pool. So what makes you think that you're an ex-convict might now stand a chance? So it's a lot difficult for people who have had problems with the law, because after that 10 years is still discretionary. It's not like automatic, oh, 10 years has passed, so automatically I'll be allowed. It's still based on discretion. And the truth is that in fact, in actuality, in reality, in practicality, you still will stand very, very little chance to come in if you're an ex-convict. So yes, for criminal reasons, your application might be denied. The next reason why you might be inadmissible or your application process would come to ruins is for misrepresentation. What is misrepresentation? Presenting a false state of facts as the truth. And if you're coming from Africa, especially some African countries, I don't want to mention their names, you already know that there is already like a red flag on you. Eyebrows are already raised on you. So what is even a mistake might be deemed misrepresentation. Nobody's application should be declined for mistake, right? Mistake is an excuse in law. But because of some countries have already, because of the history of, so many cases like that, they're already very sensitive about applications coming from those countries. So you want to be very careful. Misrepresentation is a serious offense in your application process, and you might be permanently banned or suspended for up to 5 years. So just imagine that you were given a suspension of 5 years, and after 5 years you want to relocate. First, you have lost a lot of points on age and every other thing. Time has passed. Secondly, that dent will be in your file, and any visa officer or any relocation officer that is reviewing your file already has that bias and prejudice about you, that, oh, this person is just coming back from a 5-year ban because of fraud or misrepresentation. So it's even most likely that you would never come in. So when I say misrepresentation, you might ask me, Neze, what do you mean by that? What can constitute misrepresentation? First, providing false or fake documents, fake birth certificates, fake marriage certificate, anything fake is misrepresentation, and it can get you in big trouble. Now, misrepresentation might not even only mean providing false information. It can also mean withholding vital information. So if there's some vital information that you're supposed to bring to the knowledge of the visa officer or the IRCC, and you withhold that knowledge, it's also misrepresentation. So it has to be saying the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So if you say the truth without saying the whole truth, as long as that whole truth is material in your application, it can constitute misrepresentation. So yes, forgery, fabrication of documents. Some people, in a bid to relocate, they do many things, plenty things. If you're caught fabricating documents, that is misrepresentation. Fake relatives. There's some points that you get by having a relative in Canada. Some people might want to arrange for a relative. That is misrepresentation. Fake proof of funds. Some people borrow money, they lift money, they tell one of their friends, one banker here, this person there, to arrange proof of funds for them. They use it to pose in their account as their money. You might do it, you might get away with it. You might do it, you might get caught. Okay, so that would also constitute misrepresentation. And if you're caught, your chances, your application has seriously been jeopardized. You might be banned forever from ever applying to come into Canada, or you might be given some years of ban, like 3-year ban or a 5-year ban. And even after that ban, remember I told you, it is still very unlikely that they might grant you access in. The next reason why your application process might be denied is for human and international rights violation. When I say human rights violation or international human rights violation, I mean if you're engaged in war crimes, crimes against humanity. Do you guys know what constitutes crimes against humanity? Okay, let me mention a few. Something like sexual slavery, child trafficking, forced prostitution, genocides and massacres, extrajudicial killings and punishments, summary executions. Those people that go and beat somebody that steal without taking the person to court or to the police. Somebody, you heard that somebody stole, you pounced on the person and start beating the person. If you are fingered in such a thing, Canada would not let you in. That is administering extrajudicial punishments on somebody. Extrajudicial means anything that the court did not sanction or prescribe, okay? Even not just being involved in it directly. If you're a senior member of any government that engages in these kinds of activities, you will not be allowed into Canada. And if you're applying to come into Canada, your application will be declined. The next reason why your application may be denied is failure to apply with IRPA provisions. IRPA means the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. And some examples of these provisions is, first, if you are granted maybe a temporal visa to Canada and you're supposed to leave at a particular time and you extend your stay unduly, illegally, that contravenes the provisions of the IRPA, and on that ground you may be denied entry back into Canada. Or if you're given a particular type of visa, if you're given a student visa and you start to work without authorization, or you're given a work visa and you start to school without authorization, that can get you into big trouble. So anybody that do not respect the conditions of their stay, those that came on student visa, work visa, please read the conditions of your stay. Get abreast with the conditions of your stay and do not default, because if you default and for some reason you are deported, if you are deported or you leave after breaching that condition and you want to come back, there's every likelihood that your application to come back will be denied. So be very careful not to breach these provisions of the IROPA. Another major reason why your application will be denied is if you have been convicted of driving while impaired with drugs or alcohol. This one is so serious that they had to even make that point separate from all other convictions. So if you have been convicted of driving, drunk driving, maybe you hurt somebody because of negligent driving, you were drunk or you were high, one advice: forget relocating to Canada. And the last but not the least reason is inability or failure to meet up with immigration / visa conditions. Now, everything is not cast on stone. It's not a platter of gold. For every offer you are given, there are conditions that need to be met. For example, running your medicals and providing a medical certificate, or doing your biometrics and providing your biometric data page, or getting a police clearance certificate and showing that you do not have any criminal records. These are conditions. So even if you meet all other conditions, or even providing proof of funds is also a condition. So you might meet every other application criteria, but if you miss out on any of the conditions, any one, you can be denied. Another good example is, like, for example, your ITA. When you get invitation to apply, you are expected to respond either positively, either accepting or declining within 60 days. That's a condition. So if you do not respond with all these supporting documents within that 60-day window, your application would be denied and your express entry profile will be liquidated and you would have to start all over again. So these are conditions and they should be met. If not, it can also jeopardize your relocation process. So guys, these are the major reasons. I think I have covered almost all of them. If there are any that I didn't cover, you can also join the conversation in the comment section. The comment section is such a very powerful tool because, you know, you get wealth of several people's experiences in addition to the host's experience. So let me know your experience down in the comment section. If this video has helped you, do also drop in the comment section. Share to those that want to relocate, whether to Canada or to UK. The grounds for disqualifications are similar in many of these Western countries, and I hope that people are getting blessed by these contents that I am spilling out free of charge. Okay, so if you want to pay me, subscribe to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, drop your comments in the comment section. You can also join membership on this channel. Our membership is open. You can join Misrepresentation membership to show your love, dedication. So guys, yes, we're going to bring the video to an end here. It's me, your girl Barrister Misrepresentation, and this is Misrepresentation. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.